Warning, the following stunts are done by trained professionals. Actually, we're not trained. Robbie is just a dumbass and decided to do a drunken fantasy football podcast. The thoughts, opinions, and takes are ours and ours only. It is not our fault if you lose in fantasy football or sports gambling. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, yeah. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your host, your boy, Rumboyz Robbie. That is Drop the Mic FF. What a week. What a 2 weeks it has been, first off. We weren't on air last week. It was my birthday celebration. I went out to go see Yellow Wolf and 3-6 Mafia because they just took over the whole state of Colorado within the last week. It was fucking dope. It was multiple different shows. It was great. It was crazy. So much smoke in the air. Looked like a freaking 420 mushroom cloud was set the fuck off.
Well, no shit. It's 3-6 Mafia and Yellow Wolf.
Yeah, bro. It was great. I had a great birthday last week. First, we do got to pay the bills. Shop GLD, link down below. Get your GLD just like me. A lot of new pieces have been dropping over on GLD. If you guys have not already signed up for the GLD notification, then you haven't been understanding or seeing what all new deals we have popping off. So make sure you guys head over to Shop GLD. Check out what we got going on. Sign up for those notifications. Link is down below in the description. There's always something going on. We pretty much got a new deal going on every day. Right now, 30% off all NBA pendants right now. So all NBA, 30% off on Shop GLD. OKC fans, Pacer fans, ice yourself out. One of your teams are going to end up iced out at the end of this thing, which is a perfect segue, right? Way to segue from an ad right into our first topic. Mike, the Holly Bomb has struck again. Tyrese Halliburton, only 14 points last night, but it's okay. Siakam showed up big time. That slam, the slam that was heard around the world that I really feel like really kind of allowed the Pacers to take control and have some momentum. You got McConnell, doing his thing. Just, Obi Toppin, he's got to love being a Pacer right now. Knicks fans got to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we let this guy go. And then, OKC, the Shali Baba. Indiana has a lot to be happy about right now. OKC has a lot to be happy about right now. We're getting a game 7 in this finals. Brother, cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What to do, dilly. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are OKC's still going to win it. But let's get to last night. To me, someone at work thinks there's a conspiracy theory that the NBA wanted a game 7. I don't know.
It won a game 7, but the way the Pacers played last night.
Here's the thing. It looked like OKC left half of their team on the bus. They looked like they didn't even know how to play defense comparably. Their energy wasn't all there. They looked like they didn't need the win. I understand they didn't need the win. But Indiana looked like the team that wanted the win and needed the win. And OKC looked like that team. OKC looked like that number 1 seed that plays like a 16 seed in March Madness and has only lost once or two. It's only happened 2 or 3 times ever. They look like that one that, took the 16 for granted, and then the 16, and then Pacers are the 16 seed that took them to the overtime. SGA did not look good.
No.
What's his name? Jalen Williams. He went from 40 one night to freaking under 10, I think, it was something god awful comparably.
Williams was on a serious downslope. You can say what you want about OKC. What I feel like last night was a true display of, and we kind of said this coming into this series before game one had even tipped off. One, the Pacers they play to their name. They can either A, set the pace, or they can keep pace with you, give or take. They are very much we will go with whatever the energy of the game is type of team. But then also with Indiana, you have this very orchestrated flow type of style of play of basketball that just works well. The Pacers were a team heading into the series that, out of everyone in the postseason, they did turn the ball over probably the most. And OKC was a team heading into the NBA Finals that benefited the most off of turnovers. Well, last night, Indiana limited their turnovers to only 11, I believe.
Something like that.
OKC cannot win if they are not converting off of turnovers and if they are not playing against a team that is willing to turn the ball over. And I get that in basketball, that is something that happens. But if Indiana, come Sunday night, can protect the basketball, then I'm sorry, and something just tells me, and I said it before, if this does go to a game 7, this is scary for OKC. If this goes to a game 7, I do think that Indiana has enough fucking fight in them, has that dog in them in a game 7 to say, you know what, fuck it, we're going to put the nail in the coffin and we're going to finish it. I think that Halliburton is going to be a player that's going to show up in clutch moments, especially when you talk about the fact that his peers rated him the most overrated player in the league. And he has a chance to silence all of that.
So I understand what you're saying about the overrated, the poll, whatever. To me, it's less of to me, I agree with you about Hallie, but the reason I think Halliburton is the way he is the snubs that, even though he made the team, I think this goes back to the U.S. Olympic team. And not, you know what I'm saying? And not playing as much, sitting, like he was one of the first ones that didn't play. Besides Tatum, the closest couple games, and then Tatum got his chance. Halliburton really didn't get a chance to prove who he was.
Ever.
And I think that's going to change next. That will change next. He will be on the team next Olympics, and he will be a thing on that team next Olympics.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna mention the Halliburton, but then I will go ahead and talk about Ash Alibaba, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I never felt that he was overrated. I just felt like he never got the opportunity. The man does things with the basketball that is just so smooth. That no-look pass to Siakam on the slam, and he does that time and time and time again. The clutch, game on the line, pass me the ball so I can hit you with the old school Reggie Miller. Done that multiple times. He plays all phases of the game really well and at a high level with the best of them. So I do think that there's a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I love the way that he's playing basketball. I know that he's playing through a calf injury, over the last night and even the game prior to that. They need him, this game. He's going to be good to go game 7. Let's give him some time to recover. He didn't have to play the fourth quarter last night. The starters pretty much didn't have to play the fourth quarter because they had a massive fucking lead. So there's that. Halliburton has a statement to make, and I think that Halliburton really does go out there and make that statement in Game 7 and cement himself as the greatest basketball player in Indiana Pacers history. Sorry, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Reggie Miller. This man brings the city a ring. It just becomes automatic that he's the number one Pacer in Pacer history now. As for Shy, I used to be a Shy hater. I used to say that Shy was overrated. I thought that when the trade happened, I thought that, what the fuck was that OKC thinking? OKC built a damn good team. They built a damn good team. And if they lose Game 7, it's not the end-all, be-all. I think you keep that young nucleus, around Shy, you keep that team together, and that team can, go forth and win plenty of championships. I think that if they go out there and they do win Game 7, hey, it speaks volumes of Shy, and it shows that Shy really is the future. How long is Shy going to be able to be the face of the NBA? I think that's yet to be determined. Do I think that Shy is... Remember how everyone was so hot on Isaiah Thomas for like a hot minute? Because Isaiah Thomas was just balling little.
I know you meant.
Yeah. It's giving that.
No.
Remember Chris Bosh? It's giving that.
I disagree.
It's giving that.
I disagree. I'm not saying how
long Shy can be the face of the league. I think because the league does need a new face, and it's going to be one of the two out of the
I'm not
game.
saying it's going to be a long reign. Like some of the legends, and I'm not even putting them in. I'm not even going to mention their names.
I don't think that it's going to be like a Kobe-esque.
Oh no, but I don't even think.
I don't.
No, yeah, I'm not even going to bring up like. It's not even going to be 5, but like to me, it's going to be longer than Little IT. It's going to be longer than CB because Bosch was there, but Bosch then led on coattails with the other two.
With Wade and LeBron.
Where I think SGA is going to be the key of that team no matter what. Like, he is going to be – not saying he's Dwayne, but he's going to be the Dwayne Wade of that team.
Here's how fluky it feels. It feels fluky as that Kawhi Raptors run. That's how fluky it feels. I'm not saying OKC as a team as a whole. I don't. Like, this league still has Giannis there. Like, and Giannis is going to end up on a new team and a new home. Like,
yeah, but I don't know. I think Giannis is going to be on the downturn. Not since a downturn not be good, but I think he's going to be chasing now. Where he's,
I don't know about Buddy. Like, the NBA is in a weird spot right now because even though, to me, this finals has been electric. This has been one of the most entertaining finals, and I think that part of that is I like seeing this small market thing kind of materialize and come to life thing because we're not going to get that. You're not going to get that in really any sport that often. You're not getting two small market teams in the championship. Like, it's just not. It's not going to be a thing. Two blue collar cities at that.
It could happen in football. It cannot happen in baseball.
Even in football, I don't like. Just it's so much harder for those smaller markets to throw money at players. To like in order for for the NBA, everything happened right for these two teams. They had all the right chemistry and help to make it to this point. So it works out, I guess ratings are still kind of down, even though despite the level of play in this NBA Finals, I can't remember the last time that I saw a Finals this electric. Probably that 16, 17 Warriors.
Yeah.
Like, this series has been electric. This series makes me feel like the NBA is in good hands, but also it makes me kind of wonder how the NBA is going to move forward. Like LeBron's done. Like you can't. That's done. Like that's that ship has set sail. Dame has gotten old. So like no one's giving a fuck about Dame. He's playing second fiddle wherever he goes. KD's old as shit. Shout out to KD though. Memphis. That's a weird thing. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll kind of like squeeze some time in. But yeah, just Ja likes to play with too many damn guns to be the face of the NBA.
Yeah.
So NBA finds themselves in a very weird situation. Speaking of the NBA, what are your thoughts? Desmond Bane is starting? No.
Overpay.
Yeah, overpay for sure. What are your thoughts though on KD and Memphis?
That ain't gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. I mean,
he's gonna be with
KD
Wemby.
and Ja would be. KD and Wemby would be nice. KD and Ja, I feel like I like more.
I think it's K. No, I think they're going. I think Memphis is going to end up being a blow up.
I could see that.
I think they need a fresh start from Shooter McGavin. Ja. Choo-choo. They need a fresh start from that. I think they can still get enough for Ja right now to make it worth it blowing it up now.
Houston would be interesting.
They got 4 freaking first round. They got 4 firsts for freaking Desmond Bane. Then what you can get for Ja if you did decide to trade Jackson Jr. Depending, I think you could do a. The problem is they're in the West and not enough. Teams are so strong that they're not going to be able to do enough to build up, so they might as well do what they can to replenish now.
I feel that.
They kind of need to do. They almost need to do a. I'm not saying as deep as they did because they went way deep, but they need to do what OKC did when OKC started that turnaround and got rid of everyone and got all those picks, and then ended up with freaking. Traded for SGA, got rid of PG, and then ended up drafting Holmgren and all, and everything else.
Fair enough. Really quick, I do want to throw some numbers out there at you. The spread for Sunday night is 7.5. Does this sway? Pacers have been dogs basically in every single game throughout.
I can tell you this. It opened up at 8.5. Within an hour, it was at 7.5.
I'm locking in. I'm staying with my Pacers pick.
Well, I'm staying with the OKC, but I'm not saying they're going to. It could be a close one. It could be a 4 or 5er.
Okay, so are you going to take Indy to cover, but you're taking OKC to win?
Yes.
Give me Pacers money line all the fucking way, baby. And I never pick teams in the East. You guys know this.
I don't consider Indy the East. They're right down the middle. Aren't they on this side of the Mississippi River?
But it's the mid. It's their.
I know.
Ew. The only thing good that came out of Indiana is Hoosiers and Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5.
And Pat McAfee.
Well, Pat McAfee's from Pittsburgh.
Yes, but the Thunderdome is in Indy.
The Thunderdome is in Indy. I get it.
Okay, the Pat McAfee show.
But that's like me saying, oh, Peyton Manning, like throwing like Peyton in there, like it's just. I'm talking like Indiana.
I'm rephrasing it. Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Let's see. Talk to the casual on the left. Bro doesn't even know where Holly went to college. Fuck no, I know. I did not.
Iowa State, baby.
You went to Iowa State? Oh, he did. fucking he did say that on the Pat McAfee show during the March Madness tournament. Yeah, no. But Holly Bond definitely the Holly Bond definitely dropped. Yo, the whole city has gotta be hyped right now. I mean, Indiana Fever. Indiana Pacers. The Colts are still the laughing stock. Just get that city a fucking hockey team, and they'll be lit. Moving on from the NBA. Again, make sure you guys remember Pacers pick over here. He's taking OKC with Pacers to cover. Let's dive right into the NFL. There was a topic that came out over the last kind of like week-ish that really, really struck my interest, like severely struck my interest.
I know which one this is now.
Yeah, I've kind of talked about this before. The NFL Players Association is preparing for the NFL to eventually. This sounds like something that could be happening within next 3 to 5 years. In all honesty, longer. I don't know.
Longer.
But eventually to make a push for a 4-team European division. This year's decision to give the Vikings consecutive road games in Dublin and London were, as were previously explained. Oh shit! Give me 1 second. Go ahead and.
Do I need to take over?
Yes.
All right, we're going to do an AMA. Ask me anything about sports. Go. Okay, Aiden, ask me a question, damn it. There we go. Oh, Roundtree or Jamal? I think Jamal Hill's going to win. I'm not the biggest fan of either one. I do think Roundtree is he's well versed in what he does, but I think Jamal Hill is going to be able to take this one. I'm not really looking forward to it in the sense that I think it's not going to be anything special. It's just going to be one of those, generic fight night cards. And I'm taking Jamal on that one. I would not take, it's nothing that I would bet on or anything, but just straight up, I'm taking Jamal. Yeah, I'm not a Roundtree. I like Roundtree. I just think he's at that point where he's there on name and he's more of a, I know this ain't the case for the Jamal Hill fight, but I would put him in that gatekeeper category of a fighter. Leafs, do you want me to talk hockey? Because this is the time to do it while Robbie's gone. All right. I'm not saying Evan Bouchard personally or anything like that, but for Edmonton to get to where they did 2 years in a row against the same team, have the same result, there's got to be massive changes, or I think McDavid's gone after this year. And if you have any inclination that McDavid's going to leave after this year, I think you have to consider trading him to get anything. I understand that. They could take John Gibson right away, but I think it's bigger than just a goalie situation. I think they're built for the regular season. They're built for the run up. There's just something missing to get a ring. I know on the podcast with Biz and all them, they were saying that there was a rumor yesterday that Tampa is interested in McDavid, and McDavid could be interested in Tampa because of the lack of taxes in Florida. Yeah, Oilers, that's perfect, Lise. They are too top heavy. They need to go more well-rounded. What is up, Matt? I don't think he's going to go to Toronto. I know we've seen that in the past. So I don't know if what's going to happen with that. So I think he might not be there next year, but we'll just have to see. All right, Dana White's never going to be fired. And anything with Abu Dhabi, we are going to talk about Jair. Jair Alexander is on the show later. He's on the fight card. Jair Alexander is on the show card. Anything Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, anything that is sponsored, it has a deal with TKO as well. TKO is big money with TKO and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and all that. They're going to do everything that they want. They're going to do those cards up right away. That's just the way it's going to be. It's big money. Even shows like the WWE are doing that. They're making shows in Saudi Arabia that I don't think they should. That's just the fact of the matter. Yeah, he's getting into boxing, so is TKO. So it's all, now that he's with TKO, it's changed a lot. And the problem is that with TKO owning it, there's nothing that, I think his hands are tied a little bit too. Just like when TKO moved WrestleMania back to Vegas for the second year in a row, they're saying it's because of money. So it's all TKO. Dana's hands are tied.
Alrighty. My apologies about that.
I had it.
All right. So,
I am not, Matt. I am a Dodgers fan.
What the fuck?
He asked if I was a Royals fan.
Yeah, I saw
because of Kansas City.
Yeah, no. So, topic that definitely got me super, super intrigued. Aiden, shut the hell up. The NFL Players Association is preparing for the NFL to eventually make a push for a 4-team NFL Europe division. Okay. This year's decision to give the Vikings consecutive road games in Dublin and London, as were previously explained, is the first effort to evaluate the impact of a multi-week foreign trip on a U.S.-based team. Basically, when teams are in Europe, it's pretty much how it'll go. In lieu of traveling across the Atlantic Ocean twice in a given season, teams will get their European games played during the same trip. One basic question, if the league were to put 4 teams in Europe, is where the teams will come from. Expansion as to all 4 teams is a possibility. This is per Pro Football Talk.
I think
so. This is something that is real. This is something that they are definitely thinking about.
Okay, so let me go on this one because I have a couple strong opinions on this. I do think it's going to work. I do not work. I do think it's going to happen. Here's the thing. The reason I think it's going to be down the road more than a few is 100% this is going to be an expansion thing, except for maybe one team. And if there is a team that it's not an expansion, it's going to be Jacksonville moving to London like already one game a year.
So, to my knowledge, all the American teams are staying.
I'm saying if it ends up, I'm just saying if they're what I get what you're saying. I'm saying
It's
like
4
if it
new
had
teams
to,
that's happening.
yeah.
It's
4 new teams. I think it could work. I do think there's going to be a couple testers like they're saying with Minnesota this year. Now that Minnesota's doing 2 in a row and they came out and said that, I get it. Here's where I think the 4 teams are going to go. I think Spain's going to get one. I think Germany's going to get one. And I think London or Britain, whatever you want to call it, is going to get 2.
So, really quick, here's where I refute this. Just because they're already getting used to it
And it's going to be 18.
already. And I think that the NFL is also kind of trying to, if everyone is going to this whole dome format, I think the NFL is thinking, okay, we still need to have some type of element where there is this increased competition. I do also think that there is a race across all sports, and I think this is the way that commissioners of all leagues are thinking, is we need to hurry up and we need to globalize quickly. I think the NFL is trying to hurry up and be the first ones to do it.
I think
the NFL has the money to do it. I think it's
them or NBA.
I do think it's them or NBA. I think the MLB, the closest that they'll keep it to is the World Series, the World Series Classic. I think that's like the International World Series. I think that's as much as baseball's willing to go. I don't think baseball's willing to inherit international teams, but I do think that the NBA has, and I think this is the NFL being like, oh, I know that you're thinking about that.
And especially with the NBA getting more and more European players, I think it's a more opportunity.
Yep, and I think the NFL is saying we need to also expand our talent pool as well and find ways to expand. Globalization is probably the best way to do that at this given point, just because there probably is so much untapped talent out there that we don't fucking know about.
Well, let me bring this up. I'm not saying they're going to put a team there because they're not. But if you would have asked me 10 years ago or whatever, when we're doing all this, when they started doing these London games and there was only 1 or 2 a year, way before we are at where we're at now, there is no way, and I know we can cuss on the show, so I'm going to say it. There is no way in fucking hell that 10 years ago I would have predicted that in 2026 we would be having a game in freaking Australia.
No.
That is called globalization, like you're saying. And the reason I bring that up is that just shows you the effect of what NFL is doing. So that is why I do think it's possible. I just think for everything to work out and get going, I think it's going to be at the 10-year mark.
Where I think the teams could be, you have to look at the landscape of what NFL Europe already was first off. So you have to go back and you have to look at that product. I think that they're going to pick prod and probe at what that was. Shout out to Adam Vinatieri, one of the greatest NFL Euro players ever.
Kurt Warner.
Yep, Kurt Warner as well, another NFL Euro player. There was once upon a time where I used to play as NFL Euro teams on the old school Madden and beat the dog shit out of people that didn't know a damn thing about football on Madden. This is way before the online days. You had to invite friends over to actually fucking play. I do think that Germany, for fucking sure, I think that Frankfurt is probably going to be.
Yep.
I know that we've been doing the London games and we've been introducing to London. So yes, London will get a team. That's a given. Fine, whatever. Frankfurt, I'm letting you guys know right now, Frankfurt will get it. If this thing does go through, Frankfurt 100% is getting a fucking team.
Or Munich.
Or Munich. But Germany for sure is getting a team. I more so see Frankfurt just because of how rich American football culture is specifically there. The third team that I think that will possibly get one, I'm going to go Ireland. I do think that Ireland gets one. Dublin, you have that that, rugby culture kind of already there. You have the drinking culture that's already established there. So the NFL can now capitalize on sales and make deals with Guinness and yada, 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 so on and so forth. Maybe holler at Conor McGregor, hey, can we get a proper 12, sponsorship? We'll throw you on the back of the fucking end zone, As for the fourth one, what I think the fourth one will be, I've heard rumors of a France team. Paris is a huge market. You could pull France off. I think that they are going to go the route of Spain. And I think that that's why we're getting the Madrid game this year. Paris just has so much already that happens there with, Fashion Week and yada, yada, yada. Like, Paris is already so congested that I don't think that you can pull it off. Like, how are you going to dictate traffic and fuck? I don't know if you guys have ever been to Paris. Like, I've been to Paris. Paris is busy as fuck. Paris is busy. Rome is busy. You're not moving around those places. So those places I feel like become very difficult markets to try and embrace. Got to pay for another streaming service to watch the European teams. I don't think I think that's why Netflix is coming into the fold, which we're also going to talk about Netflix getting a deal later on with a different sport. I think that's why we're seeing Netflix starting to gobble up so much live sports entertainment. They proved what they could do with the WWE. They showed what they could do with after that Paul Tyson thing. They were like, okay, we can fix this. They've done F1 races, and they had the NFL last year during the holiday season when everyone is off work, so everyone was watching, and that went off without a hitch. So I think that we're at the point now to where Netflix is going to probably get those contracts. France is just Africa at this point. Holy fuck. He's not wrong. Like, in a fucked up way, he's not wrong. You didn't hear this from me. There's more international games. The international hype will die out more. Or when there is more international. I don't think that. I don't think that. One of the takes I did want to bring up to you, Mike, someone did, when I shared this on Facebook, it was brought up. It's an American sport, cheaper in America. What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like we're past that at this point? Like,
what did we say what is this statement when someone gets fired? When someone gets cut, what do we say? This is a business.
Yeah.
This isn't just a game anymore, and it is a business, and that's why I disagree with that statement.
I feel like globalization is inevitable. The way I see it, this is more, this plays into the hand of more teams that you can now bet on, more cards that you can collect, more memorabilia that you can collect, more fantasy players that you're able to draft. The NFL is well aware of how much money that this could potentially gross. The Madrid games are going to be sexy. Cameraman's going to have a hard time watching the game and not the stands, if you know what I mean. What's funny to me? What's funny to you? Arsenal fans are crazy, man. Yeah, well, yeah. Who was in Paris? Niggas. Let's see. Only being John Jones is burying his wife. I am so dead. That's wow. Dude, Dana White is not letting in the oil up 3 shots. Yeah. I'm dead. But no, I definitely do think that it's just one of those things that we have to accept.
Yep, that's what I think.
Yeah, accept where we're at. I'm excited. I would love to see how this plays out, because do I think that this is going to instantaneously make like one of these? I still think that even with the travel, our boys that have been playing at NFL level football this whole time, are going to be perfectly fine. Are some of those boys going to have to like get broken up and from their standard teams and go over there and play? Kind of like what happened when Vegas got their expansion team with the Golden Knights. Yeah, that's going to happen. That's going to be a thing. Is it probably going to be your top of the line stars? No. This is probably going to make the draft 4 days fucking long.
Well, no. Well, so that's the only thing that I'm interested in. That's one of the big things I'm curious about. Is our players, our top talent, and are the people willing to go out there in the sense of,
damn, that's sick.
Are players willing to go out there and sign a contract, a free agent or whatever, re-sign? If you get drafted, you have to go there and re-sign to play internationally, because you can't go out there and have those teams all be mediocre. It won't work.
No, yeah, it won't work. It won't work. It can't be like it can't be like when Houston got their team. It can't be that. You have to try and go out there and
you can't have all 4 teams be the NFC South.
Yeah, but I don't think that you get like Justin Jefferson getting moved to like
No, but I'm not even saying that. I'm saying if let's say they were in the league right now. Right? Let's say it was already going on. One of those teams over there gets the number 1 pick, and they were to draft Arch Manning. Is there any chance that Arch re-signs after 4 years? I'm just saying, is it going to be one of those ones where they're not getting free agents ever just because they're over there? No one ever wants to play overseas.
I'm going to keep it real. Going back to your whole, this is a business.
That's what I'm saying. Is that going to...
Hear me out. The value of the American dollar is shit right now.
That's my point.
You're paying me in fucking euros, baby. I'm going to...
But...
Germany, what's up?
Only for 8 games, though, because you get paid where you play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you're paying me in the currency of where I'm at.
But aren't taxes high over there?
Balances out. Like, I mean,
does it? Isn't it like playing in New York?
Look at the way that international players live. Like when you have a lot of like NBA guys that be like, yo, I'm gonna go over there for the bag because the baggage is so good, and it may not equate to what like an NBA contract is, but it's like, yo, like that's a really good fucking bag that they're getting. So I mean, you do see that.
Aiden, I see your point about playing in Madrid. I'm talking about like living and like being Madrid, like yeah.
I could see this in a way, but I more so see them being like, we're going to keep the UFL. Because I think they do want some sort of I think the NFL is also thinking open up as many developmental options as possible to also simultaneously combat what's about to happen with NIL, where a lot of students are going to stay because of NIL. So they're looking at other options and other avenues of approach to put the best fucking talent on the field. They want to put out the best product, and I think that is part of why they are also looking at this.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, I would do it. I would do it. It's not like we're putting a fucking team in Wales. Like, we're putting teams in dope locations. And I would like to see, like I would like to see Amon-Ra like go play for whatever team ends up in Germany or shit. Like I'm sure he would go and do it. Like that's a guy that would go and do it. Chig would like if they put a team in fucking Africa, Chig would be like, I'm going.
Hey, if the chat's right, Chig would go play in France.
Holy fuck. Yeah. Madrid is voted one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It has great culture, and you can be an international star, not just the U.S. Exactly, international stardom is the shit, and there's a lot of things that are great about being overseas. The food is so much better. If you, hey, I've been to Spain. I've been to Madrid. Madrid is fucking popping. Madrid is lit. Madrid is lit. Look, I gotta go up here. Madrid is lit. I feel like that if we did have NFL Europe, though, a lot more players would get in trouble. I am going to say that on record.
So with that look on your face, you meant the single players will want to live in Madrid.
Oh yeah. Oh. If you're single in the NFL, you're going overseas right the fuck away. You're not even thinking twice. All that money that you got from NIL too, so you just have that sitting there chilling. Access to foreigns. I ain't just talking cars. You're gone. Hey, Shador, you could go 100 miles per hour on the fucking Autobahn, bro, and ain't nobody saying nothing to you. I went there.
Oh, I heard you.
There was a way that I was sliding that into the fucking show.
Let's just say a car. There was almost going to be a car on the graphic.
Uzi the Lambos. At least you didn't get caught with an Uzi.
Hey, that was my guy. Leave it alone.
Yeah. Dude, the fact that him and Zach Eddy got caught doing the exact same fucking speed limit in 2 different locations in 2 different fucking cities at the same 30 minutes apart.
But you want to know one thing though? Zach Eddy would actually show up to court.
Shador ain't got to because his dad gonna just pay off the fucking fine. Here's my thing with this. I'm gonna touch on this really quick, okay? First off, you shouldn't be doing 100. Shit's a fucking felony. You might do some slight jail time, maybe like 30 days or whatever. Probably won't even do jail time because you're an NFL star. They'll probably just make you do community fucking service because you're an NFL star. That's the first thing. Second off, Cleveland. You are the last city that needs to be pulling over any fucking athlete. I'm not saying that you do not need to be holding people, that athletes are above accountability or anything like that nature. But if you're in the city of Cleveland and you ain't won shit and you have no fucking hope of winning anything anytime soon.
I know where you're going with this.
This has come from someone that is former military police. If I'm pulling that man over and I realize who the fuck it is, and I realize, damn, we haven't had a Super Bowl in goddamn ever. Son, you're free to go. I'm ripping off my badge and turning off my body camera. I'm getting fired from the force. I'm turning my gun and badge the next day. Why didn't you arrest him? Do you see what our team looks like? What do you mean, why did I not arrest him? You know what? You want him so bad, you should go out there and arrest him, chief. But I'm not being responsible for you ain't getting the internet fucking doxing me because I'm the one who ruined our future at quarterback. Because we all know that Flacco's old and Dylan Gabriel can barely see over the fucking line and did nothing in OTAs but throw interceptions.
I swear.
And that's really in shorts and pads, and he was throwing picks.
You really do hate Dylan Gabriel.
I don't hate him. Actually, I was a huge fan of him until he started throwing picks. Until the picks started happening, wasn't a fan. Until it was like, oh shit, you're only good because of Tez Johnson. Oh shit, Tez Johnson had a horrible fucking gauntlet. Tez Johnson had a horrible outing, period. So no, I don't believe in you. You showed me that I don't have to believe. You did it to yourself. I didn't do it. I was a fan until I saw the truth. So yeah, no. We're already bought. Like, yo, if you are a single male, go to Croatia. The ratio of male to female population significantly leans in the
significant
cover. Yeah, it's because they had like a civil war back in like I want to say the 70s. Like everyone just like murked each other.
Same with Australia.
Yeah. So just kind of like a 101 magic number. Yeah, he's been pulled over twice in the same fucking car. Change your car. Like, get rid of the Lambo. If you want to go fast, just get a Supra. Like, fucking get an old school Skyline if you want to go fast, bro. At that point, you're just getting admired. It's like people are like, oh, like that's a really good car. When you're driving a Lambo, you're in the NFL and you're black in Ohio. You know what's going to happen to you if you're black in Ohio. You don't even have to be a football star.
Okay. Can I? I was with Robbie in 2021 in freaking Canton, Ohio. Robbie's right when he says you don't have to be.
I went into a bathroom stall that had the most egregious racist shit written on the stall. I'm like, this is for real?
No, remember when you, Nick, and David tried to go to that liquor store?
Dude came around the corner with a fucking AK. I'm like, that's a nigga with an AK in broad daylight. We all took off running, remember?
I was at the hotel when you guys came running back down the street looking at us.
You were like, why are you running? I was like, there's a nigga with an AK. I think he's a crackhead.
we were out in front of the hotel, freaking on the patio, and all of a sudden you guys just came running back. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? You guys went to go get beer, and next thing you know, you guys are freaking.
I was like, guys. And I was the only black person.
It wasn't as bad. Hey, it wasn't as bad as when it wasn't as bad when that guy heard Big Pimpin' and freaking turned around and all he saw was 5 white guys. Freaking, I thought I was going to get punched in the face thanks to your dumbass.
Only because of me, that is the reason why that didn't pop off. Like, God.
Well, yeah, but the problem was he turned the wrong way, so you were the last person he saw, not the first.
Oh, my gosh. Really quick, one more topic before we get into halftime.
Yeah, quickie.
Do have to ask. A signing happened. I guess we could say we're reunited and it feels so good.
Oh, someone
Louisville alumni.
Yeah.
Huh?
Someone in the chat
Louisville
asked
alumni.
Yeah. While you were gone.
Is Jair Alexander the missing piece from the Baltimore Ravens' potential Super Bowl run? I have my thoughts on this.
Go for it.
I was going to write them on the show sheet, but I didn't. That defense looks like dog fucking shit.
We'll talk about that now.
Like dog. Yeah, I'll talk about that. I might slide that in later. Really quick, here's what I have to say about the Jair Alexander sighting and the Baltimore Ravens. First off, Jair's a fucking beast and a playmaker whenever he is on the field. The key word is when he is on the field. You may have Jair for half of the season. You may have him for not half the season. He is a very health-dependent corner. Luckily, what Baltimore does really well is even in these type of situations, they draft depth. They have depth, and they can even move other pieces around as well to make up for what could potentially at some points during the season be a lack thereof Jair Alexander. I will say this. I do like the fit. I like the fit, especially for Jair. I think that Jair, who has already had an amazing career, had this been his destination the whole time, probably could have had even more immaculate numbers because of just how Baltimore prides itself on playing defense and how they put their defensive players in the best situation to succeed. Not saying that Green Bay does not do that, and I'm not saying that Green Bay has not done that or does not do that. Something special. It has always taken place since the early 90s. This is a historic trend with Baltimore. They are a defensive first team. So it's great for that. Is it the missing piece from their Super Bowl run? It potentially could be. But Baltimore's issues aren't, when it comes to the postseason, don't lie on their fucking defense. I don't care if you have a corner. You're the Baltimore fucking Ravens. You always have a secondary. You always have linebackers. I don't care that you have now acquired Jair. Yes, Z2, I get it. You know, the linebacker room outside of Roquan isn't that great. This is a team that always figures things out. I'm not that worried. Nate Wiggins, fucking amazing. Kyle Hamilton, fucking amazing. They brought in Starks, fucking amazing. This is on you, Lamar. This is about you. You're the fucking missing piece. The missing piece is already there. So whether you sign Jair or not, it's giving Darius Slay to Philly.
Well, they won.
It worked out. It took 2 years for it to work out. But the big piece of that, the missing piece of that, the real missing piece of that was Saquon.
Yes.
That's really what it was. That's really what it is. So this doesn't give me goosebumps. This doesn't make me fear Baltimore anymore. This doesn't move the needle for Baltimore for me. They're still going to be a playoff team, potentially AFC championship team, highly likely AFC championship team. Fucking get over the hump, Lamar. Jair's not going to save you. Derrick Henry's not going to save you. Rashad Bateman's not going to save you. Zay Sunflower Seeds isn't going to save you. Mark Andrews isn't going to save you. This is you. This is your team. You ended up, out of everyone in your fucking draft class, probably ended up with the better landing spot. You have the abilities. You say that you want the Super Bowl. You say that you want the ring. Stop choking. You are. I need you to stop being B-Rabbit at the beginning of 8 Mile. And I need you to be B-Rabbit at the fucking end where he goes out and he slaughters the whole free world. Patrick Mahomes is Papa Doc. You need to tell him that his real name is Clarence. Solve it, Lamar. You're the issue. So I don't care that you have Jair. That's my take. It does nothing for Baltimore. Besides strengthening their defense, it was
all right. It does do something to Baltimore. It gives them more depth. They always do this though. And you're right about Lamar. So I'm not going to get all into that. You're 100% about it's on Lamar. But they always seem to do this where they get a veteran, they get the guy that helps them get to that spot where they So yes, I'm gonna give them props for doing what they did in signing Jair. Jair's gonna help that back into that defense. Jair's gonna show up. But yes, you're right. He's not gonna play 16 or 17 games probably, but he can do something while he's on the field. And when they get to the playoffs and if they go deep, he can help them there. He's gonna do stuff. But you're 100% right in saying that it's on Lamar. I agree with the fact that Lamar's got to get over the hump, not necessarily Jair is going to help him get over the hump. But Jair is going to be a piece that can help them. It's just a matter of how much.
How much
more help?
When, he could be a piece that because that Ravens team does have a tendency at times. I'm putting away my work computer. At times to play in close games. They do play in a very tough AFC conference. It's all about Lamar. The Bengals defense does not look fucking great right now. So that's a big opportunity. That's a big window of opportunity for the Ravens to, really make some moves and really go out there and win some football games. We don't know what's going to happen with Trey Hendrickson and when they're going to go ahead and finalize that deal. I do think that a deal eventually gets done. I do think that a deal eventually gets done for TJ. So, this does help them in that standpoint from that front. But at the end of the day, got to get over the Mahomes mound. I love that. I love that phrase, the Mahomes mound. I love that. I absolutely do. Let's see here.
Z2 needs to show us cutoffs and get on stream again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we need to get you on stream again. I appreciate you for joining the stream, by the way. You could have the same conversation about Josh Allen. I think that Josh Allen eventually gets his, and I think that Josh Allen does do what Jim Kelly could never do. I think that Josh Allen has an opportunity this year to be the Tyrese Halliburton of the NFL.
If you had to pick right now, are they in your final two for the AFC?
I think that this year's Super Bowl is it's either Baltimore or it is Buffalo. This is just my personal take. I have gone on record with you. I looked you dead in your fucking face. I've told you. I don't think that this is you guys' year. I think that you guys are too long in the tooth. I think that
I just wanted to see where you without the reason I worded it
to the postseason.
Yeah. No, the reason I worded it the way I did is I don't want you to have to give a take right now. That's why I said, are they one of your final two right now?
One of them will be in the Super Bowl, and Mahomes won't be a factor. Mahomes will get bounced in the division round, maybe even wild card, depending on what happens in that division. So, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get into halftime. We have an amazing rest of the show for you. We have plenty of other sports to talk about. We have a very deep-seated rivalry that is taking place in the world of baseball. Some shit has gotten ugly. I don't like these fuckers right now, so we'll talk about
I'm not saying I do, but no.
We do have some NFL contract negotiation talk that we are going to be talking about, and a mega fight that we're super excited about. And all that and plenty more on the other side of the show. We might rank some fantasy options for you guys. We'll see what happens if we can squeeze some time in. This is your boy Rumboyz Robbie. That's Drop the Mic FF. We are the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. We will be right back after these messages. Actually, we're just going to be rolling music videos, but yeah.
No pressure. Hey, come take a trip with me, little babe. Take a trip with me. I said, take a trip with me. I said, take a trip with me. I said, take a trip with me, little babe. No pressure. Hey, take a trip with me, little babe. No liquor, we shopping when we land. ATL to MIA, come put your feet up in the sand. I almost gave up 1,000 times, I had to stick to the plan. Hey, fuck that, we finna figure this out. Why these niggas tryna box me out? Hey, rest in peace, the flipper. Yeah, you know I'm on the paper route. My third eye open for them niggas who tryna snake me out. I know these niggas watching, I'm driving home, I'm taking a different route. I'ma run that set so bad, I'ma make these niggas won't kill me now. Hey, they ain't picture me like this. VS on my neck and wrist. Hey, shout out to T Grizzly, you know we do this shit with no effort, bitch. Hey, you know it's no pressure word. I need me a no pressure, bitch. I beat a nigga ass like Rocky and Riri on my bucket list. Hey, I'ma go get that money. I'ma go get a bag. I'ma go get that money, my nigga. I'ma go get a bag. I'm pulling up with my brothers, we back to back, we paper tag. I'm thumbing through them blues, I'm around the city, I'm bumping sad, bitch. I'ma go get that money. I'ma go get a bag. I'ma go get that money, my nigga. I'ma go get a bag. I'm pulling up with my brothers, we back to back, we paper tag. I'm thumbing through them blues, I'm around the city, I'm bumping sad, bitch.
I'ma go get that money. If I don't, it's still gon' come to me. Lowe's in the living room, right now I don't want no company. Still with my day ones, how it started, like it's supposed to be. Trap nigga pull up serving bowls, bumping Jodeci. I pull up that, Reebok got that. No, this ain't baby, but 4 pack is fat. Buy this no pressure shit, I'm dying, bitch, I'm sliding by this shit. You want the recipe, get you a brick of shit, get rich. I got a rollie on my wrist, I'm chasing pay, can't chase no bitch. Top of the top, I'm up early, I'm working hard, I'm getting rich. A marathon for that paper, I'm bumping sad, I'm bumping nil. I'm pouring double cups of real little bitch, but you know I'm a crip, no pressure.
Ain't no pressure, big business. Kill 'em all, leave no witness. Pockets filled with blue, rest in peace, dog, rest in penis. And lil' bae, she fuck with the kid, she say that she gon' try heal me. Pouring juice in double cups, when I get in my feelings, no pressure. Hey, I'ma go get that money, I'ma go get a bag. I'ma go get that money, my nigga, I'ma go get a bag. I'm pulling up with my brothers, we back to back, we paper tag. I'm thumbing through them blues, I'm around the city, I'm bumping sad, bitch. I'ma go get that money, I'ma go get a bag. I'ma go get that money, my nigga, I'ma go get a bag. I'm pulling up with my brothers, we back to back, we paper tag. I'm thumbing through them blues.
ain't waiting a second, I'm going in now. No freestyling, no this and pin pal shit. See, I don't make moves to get rich off and quick, and I only fuck with bitches who be slobbing on that. I can get nasty, but I'm usually with a cash beat. Rolling weed, sitting back, blowing shit to Cassie. I ain't doing it for the rich way, so I brought Rich Ray. When I come around like Dominic, look this way. Right into my own shit, I swear I be doing the most shit. Give you hits like Tyson and giving you vibes like Bryson. Certain things in life be so expensive, but I buy them. Certain things in life be so enticing, but I can't try them. You looking for what you looking for, yeah, I'm the item. I'll hold you down forever, you my nigga, yeah, item. I'm coming for what you say you hold, I'm all about it. Blinked up, turn a beat up, now we clouded. Feet up on heat up, red Jordan 1s. Niggas needing shows, I'm clapping shit, man, I'm the chosen one. Neck wrist on freezer like magnet. On my Tiger and Chris Brown, I can handle it.
Let me handle it, smoking like the candle lit. Any beat I study, break it down and then dismantle it. Competition challenge it, I'm dealing with some damages. Juggle lots of life, but now I'm learning how to manage it. I've been to the bottom of bottoms, I never been to the top. I pop some bottles with models, I see my friends getting shot. I sip and drown in my sorrows, I smoke a weed by the lot. I stand and post on the corner, you'll never look. I ball like a piston, you'll never play my position. You catching what I'm pitching, I'm switching, no contradiction. I'm fishing for opposition, no vision and optimism. I wish I was kinda different, but I know my mind is different. I see them bitches smiling, long as she happy. I'm on the beat violin with my nigga T Savvy. We go back in the day and bring the heat. Cali, you ain't got nothing to say. The nigga be silent. Hey buddy, don't say shit. Everybody cap, changing faces like a facelift. They think they all that. Trust me, bitch, you just basic. In 20 years, you'll be looking back, wishing to erase it.
And I'm too savvy, I'ma get it to the end of my days. And I'll be only blowing smoke if it's that Jenny A. You say you always keep a 9, but niggas I always keep a 8. Niggas straight in my face with that cap, it's okay. Niggas stay with a fresh cut, need it, no way. I can't take these niggas serious like all the brothers Wayans. I just be adding up experience while I'm changing up my wins. And I got my own condo, so I just change it how it's laid.
And me? I'm never changing lanes. I got a better way to demonstrate and elevate the game. I keep a level-headed saying I told the devil pave the way. If ever I see there's a day, I'll disappear like David Blaine. I never had it from magic, I had to grab it from tragic. Sometimes I wish like Aladdin, get thrown the pits with the dragons. Imagine living in lavish, I wanna get it, I have it. I remember shit in the trash cans, in the trenches in Afghan. But I made it back to the States, made it back to being black. And now they laugh in my face. With all that's happening, it's so hard to say this place is so great. So on the track I found my faith and put my faith in the tape. Yeah.
Savvy, Richard Ray, and that's it. Oh yeah, Young Savvy lifestyle. Peace.
Alrighty, and we are back. Let's go ahead. Let's get into it. We're gonna wait for Mike a little bit. All a nigga really need is a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Get in the club where you just laying down, dropping like it's hot. Working that back, girl, shake that back, work that back. Let me see you go up, down, rotate that thing. I want to touch that thing. I want to make it go around and around. Why is this fine? Yo, big shout to Arch for thugging it in the trenches, bro. That was wild to see over the week. Like Arch just randomly being in the trenches of St. Louis. You can find me in St. Louis where the gun great rain all day. Nah, song got jars, songs hey. Others just smoking fuck all day. That's classic Nelly. If y'all don't know that song, I'm sorry for you. That like, yeah. As soon as I saw that, that is what went through my head. I was like, why is Arch in the trenches? Arch is gonna mess around, come back with a do rag, 3 Hellcats, a baby mama, and a freaking jail tat. Gosh, Yeah, our Arch was wild for that. Our Arch going to be in the trenches firing switches in no time. That was wild. That was wild. Was not expecting that. That and AB running from Miami-Dade police are the two wildest things in sports. It's like I was like, oh hell no! All of those two things were meme worthy. All right, you ready to kick off the rest of the show? Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All love, boys and girls. What it do? Dilly dilly. Hell yeah. Let me get the show sheet back up. All righty. So, Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin could receive a contract extension worth $36 to $37 million per year. That would make him the NFL's second highest paid wide receiver. Scary Terry worth the bag or not?
Hell nah.
What?
Is he worth an extension? Absolutely. Is he worth being?
I'm absolutely throwing the bag.
Is this just the whole next in line shit that we always say?
That has a bit to do with it.
A bit? You're a fan and I don't give a shit. You are lying through your freaking teeth.
Realistically speaking, yes, that is the biggest piece of it. You're the next up. There's not justification to make you number one.
Oh, I would. Okay, if you went off pure talent, I would say it's not even top 10.
But
close to top 10.
But given your contested catch abilities, that alone does warrant it.
Well, part of the reason I would pay him the money,
the fact that he has been nothing but faithful and respectful to the organization when he honestly could have crashed out fucking forever ago.
Well, part of the reason I would give him money, and this doesn't have to do with him. Yes, this is just making fun of people right now, and I don't care. Part of the reason I would give him money is because the guy that's supposed to step in and be your 1A looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah, Matt asked me about that earlier in the chat, and I was going to get to that a little later.
Yeah, we can get to it later, but I'm just saying, I think that what I'm saying is if you see those videos and you're Josh Harris and you're the rest of the group, what's his name? The other guy? Your GM dude? I can't think of his name.
Fucking Adam Peters?
Yes. Yeah. You got to look and go, oh, maybe we do need this guy on the lineup. But when you get to him and you get to carry him, I don't think he's worth that much money. Yes, I do think you need to work on a contract. I don't know if it's actually going to happen this year. I think it could wait until next year because of that money, because of the money they're talking. I do think it'll eventually get worked, but I'm not for sure how soon. You're thinking it's going to happen sooner than I think it is.
Yep. Price goes up, production goes down. That tends to be how it works in most of these situations, in many of these situations. That's also why you kind of have to strike while iron is hot on a rookie deal. Washington wasn't able to leverage that with Terry McLaurin's rookie deal just because of what that era mostly was consumed of, Dan Schneider. So that's one of those things where it's like, hey, you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt. If I'm Washington, I say, you know what, you go ahead, you fucking pay him the money. He's been nothing but a company man. I know that in business, when you are a company man, it tends to not always work out in your favor. You tend to get overlooked, and that tends to be a reason why businesses and corporations will not give you what you're worth because they feel comfortable enough to where they're just going to get that out of you anyways, and they're just going to get the dead level best out of you. Yeah. I don't think that Magic Johnson and Josh Harris approached the situation like that. I don't think that Adam Peters approached the situation like that. These numbers got leaked for a reason. I don't think that these numbers got leaked because another team is offering it. I think it's, hey, Washington's offering this and saying, This is warranted at best. At best, making you second highest paid wide receiver in the league, given, I would say a 3 to 4 year deal, absolutely. And I would say it's probably going to lean somewhere closer to the 4 mark, just because of the relationship between him and Magic. If you look closely at how those two have spoken, through, like if you watch like the Instagram reels or like even like stories, like I don't know if you follow Terry, you follow Magic.
I don't follow Terry, but I do follow Magic.
Yeah, if you see the way that those two have interacted since Magic has stepped into the building and stepped into the organization, as Josh Harris has stepped into the building and the organization, that's why I have all the faith that the deal gets done. It's less about the GM making the deal and making the money and making everything happen. It's more that ownership is going to step in and just be like, we're doing it.
Which makes sense.
Exactly. So much inflation. Look, he's done all the right things to warrant a extension, like Mike said. It just so happens at the time that his extension is coming up, it's that he is the next man up, to where it's one of those things where you have to have a conversation.
That's my only thought.
I don't think you don't let Terry McLaurin go to another team. You don't let him go to it. That's not a receiver. With him being a top 10 talent, that's not a receiver you let go. You don't let him walk out the building.
I don't think you can afford to let him walk. But that's also why I don't think it's going to get done soon.
Definitely top 10. Definitely top 10. The man has performed with dog shit fucking like quarterbacks. 4 years, 151, like 66 guaranteed. I'm with it. Keep the man in the building. Keep the man in burgundy. Keep him in burgundy and gold at any and all costs. And blacks, we've now embraced that color. And that's like now like our alternate jersey. We don't even care about our all white jerseys really anymore. All righty. Trying to think which topic here I want to go first. You know what? I'm actually going to keep it in order. There's been a rivalry brewing for a couple of years now. For a couple of years now in baseball. It's became more and more prevalent. The Dodgers have been good for the last few years. Now of course, Dodgers sharing, same owner as now the new Lakers owner. Either here or there, not much is going to change that. But anyways, the Dodgers have been good for a hot minute now, and have kind of set the standard, if you will, for teams in California. More importantly, just teams within that division. Of course, you have the Giants, who are always, right there in the neck and neck of things. But the Padres over the last couple of years have really made some money moves, have backed up the Brinks truck, and brought in players to kind of make themselves in the mix and a part of the fold, and able to be competitive in the MLB for once. Probably the most entertaining Padres baseball that Padres fans have seen since fucking Ted Ginn was a part of the team. You have Tatis getting hit multiple times. I don't think that first opening pitch by Trevino was intentional by any means the other night. Looked like the first one got away. Looked like maybe like a couple of the other ones might have been pretty egregious on our behalf. But then you have on the Padres side them also going at our guys, kind of saying, it's one of those unwritten rules in baseball. You're going to go at our guy, we're going to go at your guy right back. And then they kind of dinged Shohei. One of those was kind of really fucking bad. The one that kind of drilled him. The one that drilled him in the thigh was kind of bad, but then the one kind of got him like close, like the back, where he kind of like winced like that. That was pretty fucked up.
It shows the type of guy he is, though, to wave off the crew.
Yeah, benches cleared. Benches were gonna clear after the Shohei waved everyone. What are your thoughts on we do face the Padres 6 more times this season? So we're not done seeing them. I don't think this is over by any means.
So what is your question exactly?
Does baseball need to step in and get a hold on it?
God, no.
Is this good for the sport?
Yes.
Just overall thought.
I miss the days that you would see a manager run out and argue something and throw and grab the rosin bag and throw shit and all that crap. I miss the days that Bobby Cox would run out and freaking.
That's wild. That part's wild.
I miss the days that guys would come out and freaking cover the plate and get pissed off and, throw high heat. Not saying throw high. I'm not saying throw it ahead. I'm not saying pull a Roger Clemens. So don't put those words in my mouth. But, back a guy off the plate a little bit, and then freaking Randy Johnson comes in with that freaking sweeping slider and makes John Kruk look like an idiot. All that crap. Yes, I like it. I'm not against it. I'm not saying you should hit people, but I'm not against, eye for an eye, have your guys back, all that kind of thing. The dust getting, it's good for this. I think it is good for the sport. I am going to address the other thing that was on the show sheet. Just because of proximity to each other, I understand the thought. Padres have to win something before this is a goddamn rivalry.
It's a big brother, little brother type of thing.
But no, the Giants are the rivalry.
The Giants way more. We hate the Giants. We actually fucking dislike the Giants. Well, I'll go hands with a Giants fan.
I'm not going to say anything about that part because I could get in trouble. But I can't stand the Giants. What I'm saying is, yes, you are right. It's little brother, big brother. Yes, Z2, that's my goddamn point. Thank you, sir. I agree. But I do not like the people, even though I am a Dodgers fan, I do not like the people that say the Padres are our rival. I don't like it. A rivalry is the Red Sox and Yankees. A rivalry is the Cardinals and the Cubs. A rivalry is the Dodgers and the Giants. When they have rivalry week or the rivalry series and they do all the rivalry matchups, the Padres play the Mariners for the Eddie Vedder Cup. They don't play the Dodgers. They play the Padres for the Pearl Jam concert. Come on.
Here's my thoughts on it.
Hey, Z2, you want to know what else? You want to know what else the Astros did? They banged trash cans. That's what.
Fucking cheaters. Here's my thoughts on just the interactions between the two teams over this last series. One that this has kind of been brewing up this whole.
Oh yeah, it always brews up.
Yeah, it's been even since last season. It's kind of been brewing between these two teams. If you ask Padres fans, to them, we are their rival. To them, we're the only thing standing in their way. They really do think that they can go toe-to-toe with San Francisco. Cute, whatever. I don't give a fuck about either of the two teams, so I'm not even going to get into that. They can hash that out and sudden death that between themselves. They do feel like that it's a rivalry, and I think that we have kind of began to buy into it to where, I'm going to be honest, I don't fucking like the Padres. I don't like their fan base. I don't like the way that their players have now kind of started to act towards us. I get, okay, we hit your guy, we're going to get yours. I understand the eye for an eye mentality. Not against that. Is what it is. If you fucking hurt Shohei, if anything, yeah, exactly. There goes our season. There goes everything. So that's where I'm like, okay, let's Dodgers, let's be the bigger person before shit gets too far and one of these pitches actually fucking hurts someone.
I agree with
let's
you saying
end
it,
this before it hurts our guys.
But what I'm saying is the Padres are going to say the same thing about Tatis. I'm just saying, huh?
I get that. I get that. You know, we need to when they aim low, we aim high. When they fly low, we fly high. Like I need us with the injuries that we already have. I need us especially to be protecting Shohei at any and all fucking costs. Especially if he's now going to be stepping up to the mound, whether for about 3 to 5 innings, potentially every now and then. Yamamoto did not look great the other fucking night.
No.
You know, I don't know if those were, if like I said, I don't know if necessarily things were egregious by Trevino. Trevino has a tendency, it seems like to me, if those were not egregious, then it's like, okay, well, now you're just letting pitches slip. You know, and I can't afford you to be walking fucking bases, especially when we're barely hanging on to the fucking lead in the division. We're second best in the MLB behind the fucking Detroit Tigers right now. We're playing amazing fucking baseball.
Who got swept by the Dodgers to start the season?
Granted. So, like,
aren't they?
I'm worried. I'm worried. Dodgers need to chill on their bullpen usage. They are the most used bullpen in baseball. Exactly, and that's not going to work out well.
This is a Doc Z2. Me and you have talked about this, I think. This is a Doc thing. He loves to do that. It's one of the major things that he gets ripped on is his bullpen freaking management. It's never going to freaking change.
Sassy's finished. Dodgers need selling Glasnow back now. Back. So, praying for the All-Star break so that we can get some rest and we can hopefully get some guys.
The All-Star breaks, I think the All-Star break needs to be longer. Like a full week. It's only 4 days.
Yeah, it's 4 days. I'm not going to disagree with that, but still, I mean. So yeah, we're both moving on to our next topic.
Oh, okay. Is this Netflix?
Yeah, this is Netflix.
Okay.
We are both old school boxing fans. We have been on air
old school
multiple times stating the sport needs to be saved. The integrity of the sport needs to be restored. What can boxing do? The event that took place a couple weeks ago, about a month ago in May, Madison Square Garden event, didn't do enough to reignite what we thought could have happened with that event that featured, Garcia versus Romero. And
you're talking about the Times Square one?
Yeah.
That one shit the bed.
That shit the fucking bed.
Part of it was the time of it.
Yeah, the time of it, and then statistically lowest punches that were thrown over the course of a boxing.
No, I'm not. I understand that. I get that. You cannot get You cannot get the country to follow a sporting event that, when I'm at work, is the co-main event.
So we are now going to discuss this mega fight that has now been announced. The fight that we have always been interested in. And I do feel like this fight is announced in age range for both of these fighters where we do get a good fight. Canelo, A side. Terrence, Bud, Crawford, B side. Thoughts? It's airing on Netflix. Fight is taking place in September, a month that Canelo outside of May really fucking dominates and really puts up sales in big numbers.
It is that weekend. It is that weekend.
September 13th, I believe, right?
Yeah, but it's the weekend. the weekend right after
Yep.
Mexican Independence
Mexican Independence Day. Yeah.
Thoughts on the fight or thoughts on them doing this on Netflix?
Everything. Like
Netflix,
we're
you better
covering this leading up to the event, so like we
Netflix,
didn't even go way too early.
Yeah. Okay, here you go. Netflix, you better get this goddamn right. Because
Dude, yes. Is it Netflix or the boxing?
Because we already talked about the debacle of the Tyson Paul thing. Just the way there were certain things that just didn't look right. Not talking about the fight itself, talking about the production. The production's got to be right on this one because this is the big one. This is your chance to redo it and get it right. Okay? This is what you need to do. When it comes, that's all I need to say about Netflix. Just do it. When it comes to the fight, yes, they're old enough for this to be a good fight. I wish this was when it could have been a great fight. I don't think that's the case. I do think it can be a good fight. I do think it will be a good fight. And yes, I also do agree that this is what the sport needs at this exact time. And I will say with this, and I know people are going to sit there and go, oh, you just don't like, you're an old head. Meh. I don't give a flying fuck if you call me an old head when I say this. I am glad that this fight that we're going to see.
I picture at least like if he sees Dana White.
I'm just glad that this fight we're going to see that we're talking about and we're going to be talking about for months does not include a goddamn YouTuber. This is two pro boxers that we're finally excited to see square off in the goddamn squared circle.
Yeah, no, I'm one super excited about this fight just because I've been waiting for these two names to be matching up. Canelo didn't do the whole. I'm going to call out my favorite boxer, one of my top five, one of my top three. He didn't do what Floyd did with Manny and waited until Manny was basically too old and out of his prime, basically. And I agree with, like the whole, whatever, how that debacle handled, why that took so long. Manny should have probably just went ahead and submitted to the drug testing, but that's neither fucking here or there.
Part of the reason
I like that both fighters. I'm probably going to criticize a couple of different champions here. I just criticized fucking Floyd for ducking Manny for so long, and with the age thing, I'm going to criticize.
I agree. I'm not a TMT guy.
Yeah, I'm going to criticize Tank right now for the dehydration clause with Garcia because I don't think that would have played out the way that it did. Had that been more evenly. I like that these two guys are saying we're just going to throw on the fucking gloves, no bullshit, no pussyfooting, and we're just going to go out there and we're just going to throw hammers at each other. I do love that. This is the fight that boxing needed. This is the fight that can restore the integrity of boxing. Here is my fear with this fight. Because both boxers are so damn good, there is a potential for this to go to the judges, and I'm going to say that early.
Oh, I think it can go
to the judges. Because they both can take the punch. They both have amazing fucking defense. I don't think that neither is going to I don't think that this is I can overwhelm you, you can overwhelm me type of situation. We are looking at a dead heat right here. We are looking at this is going to come down to possibly 12 rounds. Now, what I will say is also I do fear for Canelo a little bit more in this fight than I've ever feared for Canelo in any fucking fight in my life.
Well,
in my life, I have never feared for Canelo until this.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question.
I did think that Triple G had a shot.
You're a fan of both of these guys.
I'm a huge fan. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't give a fuck.
Who are you? No, I have a feeling that you're going to try to pick someone at the end of this. Who are you? If you had do you have because you know who I'm rooting for. I don't have to tell you. You already know who I'm rooting for.
as a gambler, both these fighters have been so fucking profitable. Canelo has paid full fucking like mortgages and like rents for me. Like that's tough. Crawford has done the same thing. Crawford has literally won a fight for me, and the next day I've been like, I'm not coming into work because I just made my whole paycheck plus like 2-3 days worth, so I'm taking the next 2 days off. Like, Canelo has a great defense and a very hard defense to try and get around. But if there's anyone that can, because of the angles that Crawford can take and because of his length, I think that Crawford can actually break through that guard. I really think that Crawford really can be powerful enough to get through that motherfucker. It is a very hard guard in boxing to break. It is not easy to get through Canelo's defense, and especially when he makes himself so small. But Crawford is so unorthodox, and he's so clean with the way and he's so quick. I gotta go Bud Crawford, and he's so hungry for it. I don't see where Crawford loses, even if it goes to the judge. The only way that Crawford loses is if it goes to the judges, and boxing is like, we still have to keep Canelo as the golden child. But I think that boxing making this fight says that they're also willing to move on from Canelo as the golden child. Now, what does that mean for the Mexican fan base? And do they find a new face? And does Canelo retire? Or like that becomes a whole new fucking conversation should this happen. So the sport right now, the sport needs this in more ways than one. Oh my gosh, yeah, the way that Crawford can, like you, and he's so powerful. I get that Shakur Stevenson, smaller weight class, whatever, doesn't have to face the same, opponent. When you train with a guy like that, who's as crafty and as shifty, and don't get me wrong, Canelo has trained with some great people and trains with great, but iron is sharpening iron in that camp repetitively. And Crawford's combat sports IQ, it's just, that's a Nebraska-fed farm boy.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo's in trouble. Canelo's in fucking trouble.
I agree.
I'm saying it right here, right now, early. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for your new king of boxing, Terrence Bud Crawford. He's already king. He's really about to become king. Want to rank some players before we get off air?
Okay.
Let's go. Kenneth Walker.
Are we going? This is just for 2025.
Yeah. Okay. This season coming in.
Okay.
Let's
KW9. I'm putting it.
Kenneth Walker.
You say him out loud. I'm putting him in the private chat so I can see it.
Who else should we put around?
This is you. This is all you.
Let me see something really quick. Oh, I have it over here. Because I know I definitely want to kind of touch on KW9 just because like his stat kind of interesting. Know what I mean? Like, let's see here. Let's go ADP and let's look at running back. I want to go Kenneth Walker.
Okay.
Mixon, because Chubb is in that backfield now.
Okay. Keep going.
Give me Hubbard.
Okay. That's 3.
Swift.
Okay.
Jones, and Pacheco. Fantasy football rank them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're putting them in the private chat. All right. So rank KW9, Joe Mixon, Chuba Hubbard, DeAndre Swift, Isaiah Pacheco, fantasy values heading into this year. Ready, set.
Hold on, I gotta look at this.
I want to look at it a little bit. Let's see what the chat's saying here. I think I saw Leaf say he is baiting KW9. I'll fade KW9, 4th round. Website idea for one of y'all's streams. It's called NFL Perry, and you get a random team trying to pull the biggest fantasy points this season. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Wait, what was it?
Pretty much what NFL team would put up would put up the biggest fantasy points. Joe and Chuba, Lee says smash in the 4th round. So that's even with Chubb being there. Interesting. Z2 says Hubbard, Swift, Kenneth Walker, Jones, Pacheco. I have my reasons for why I throw KW9 in here. So KW9 quite interesting. Didn't kind of like make the most of his opportunities last season. You're kind of really heading into the season with Kenneth Walker, hoping that like he can really go out there and boom. Like you're hoping that this can be the season. It's a contract year for Kenneth Walker, I believe. So he has to go out there and shine for real, for real. Put Joe behind Swift. Okay, so you're gonna put Mixon behind Swift. So it's gonna be Hubbard. So for Z2, I think he's saying Hubbard, Swift, Mixon, Kenneth Walker, Jones, Pacheco.
Who's the other one? Mixon?
Yep.
I cannot believe what I'm about to say.
Go ahead.
I'm still working it out in my head. But I think what was Toby's?
Toby said Hubbard, Swift. He's going to put Mixon behind Swift. So at least KW9, Jones, and Pacheco at the back half.
If you give me $1 every time last year that I would have thought.
We already did rookies. That's why he's not on this list.
Yeah. If I would have thought at this point last year that Chuba Hubbard would be my number 1 out of these 5, I would have told you you're freaking nuts. There was no way. Chuba Hubbard, I agree, is my number 1 on this list. I am going Chuba. This is tough.
I'm putting it on the screen.
I might get burned on this. I might get roasted for this. I'm going Chuba, KW9.
So we got Chuba, KW9 for you. This is hard.
The one I'm trying to debate is the 3. I'm trying to debate between Mixon, Swift, and Jones. Because I agree. I got Pacheco last.
Aiden said Chuba, K9, Swift, Jones. Pacheco. Why does everyone keep leaving out Mixon from their rankings? We're ranking 6. Yeah, that's 6 names.
Chuba, KW9.
I'm going to go Chuba first. So I have Chuba first.
Okay.
Who do you have as your second?
I got KW9 as 2.
I'm going to go Mixon at 2, even with.
That's the problem I have. That's the problem I have.
Even with Chubb, I do like it a lot still, just because of what Mixon is able to do and how much of Chubb are we going to see? How healthy is Chubb going to be? How efficient is Chubb going to be? I think that we need to see how that fills out.
I got it. I got mine. Chuba, KW9, Mixon, Jones, Swift, Pacheco.
Okay. I go Chuba, Mixon. I think Swift with Ben Johnson is a significant bump. So I am going to put Swift third.
Okay, we got to go back to that when you're done.
I'm fourth. Something tells me to still have faith in Aaron Jones.
That's why I put him above Swift.
Yep. So I'm gonna go Jones, KW9, and then Pacheco.
You're going KW9 at 5?
I'm not fully trusting in Seattle right now. I don't know what's going to happen in that offense. And is KW9 going to stay healthy? Is he actually going to be efficient in the yards? Like that, I think I worry about just a little bit.
All right, so let's go back to Swift real quick. You're saying you like the bump, but not too long ago we were both worried because we both mentioned that with I get what you're saying, Z, on that one. That was my only concern. Me and you both mentioned the fact that Johnson is one of the people that got rid of Swift before was part of a concern. Does that not concern you at all anymore, or is it just the fact that Johnson's the mastermind of the offense?
It's more so that Johnson's the mastermind of the offense. I think they probably could have taken time to reconcile whatever and just be like, hey, like we're gonna kind of figure it out, So that's kind of where I am with that. I think that I mean, who else is really back there that we need to worry about for Chicago? Like, do they realistically have a better fucking option?
No. Yes.
Kenneth Walker, 4 point. I had to go and look it up. 4.4 yards from scrimmage. 6th worst in the NFL. That's the biggest part of why I'm putting Kenneth Walker down.
But they did get rid of their OC.
I get that. How big of a difference is that going to be?
That's what I don't know. That's why I'm mentioning it. That's why I said it.
He was not great against just seeing just regular defensive looks. Worse in the NFL on base looks. I think I'm out. I don't know. I would take KW9 over anyone that is going to be running the fucking rock for Washington right now. I'll say that. So I mean, hey, I'm giving him some fucking credit. Last year I was very high on what Brian Robinson could do, and we saw what the fuck happened. Clearly that gunshot did more to his legs than what the fuck we realized. So we'll see. Seahawks clean so much house, man. I don't know exactly. I mean, there's not going to be a DK there that's going to be taking targets. So I mean, maybe they start utilizing the backfield a little bit more exclusively. I'll see how I warm up. It's just I feel like it's a make or break year, and the only reason why I'm teetering on KW9 is because of it being a contract year, meaning he could go out there and just really fucking explode and be like, "Fuck that, give me my bag." And plus, I mean, who are we really worried about there in Seattle too?
Z2, check your Twitter. I need your assistance, please.
So yeah. Anything else you want to bring up with this rankum?
Yes, there is something I want to bring up. And
I'm not worried about the Brooks in Carolina. That's who is back.
No, and you know why I'm going to bring this up.
True.
The reason I'm going to bring this up is because I did it too, but I am appalled that everyone that has given their rankings has a certain running back last. Okay? Yes, I understand. However, give a little respect to the name. I'm scared about his production because he runs so hard that he's going to get hurt again. And we didn't
Bro, you got jokes, Aiden. You got jokes. But
yeah, look at his profile pic.
Where were we and where were y'all?
Look at his profile pic. Of course, he's got jokes.
Pacheco, brother. Yeah, for me, I'm all right, Mike. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, I'm just not high on Pacheco just because like the multiple postseason runs.
I know you aren't.
Like,
you don't like my team.
No. It's not that. I had Isaiah Pacheco on plenty of rosters.
Yeah, I know. I was in the league.
And I also just think that the passing game just takes such high precedence in your offense to where it is easy to make the running game an afterthought. And Pacheco has been ran so much, I do question how effective he could be. It's not a I hate Kansas City. Kansas City is a fucking fantasy gold mine. Kansas City is starting to get long in the tooth.
Oh yeah.
But Kansas City is going to continue to be a fantasy gold mine because you guys have that experience to be able to.
Because all you got to yell out is KC-Mo. Oh.
Pacheco's dead, Mike. He was a third string running back in the playoffs.
He was hurt all freaking year. Shut up.
Hardcore picking up Elijah Mitchell. Steelers Alligator, eight Pacheco talent. Wow. No, like I said, I don't think that this. I think this is going to be a very rough year for KC.
Yeah, shush.
Keeping it real with you.
You can say all you want to say, but wait till September. Then you can talk the shit. I don't need to hear it all summer.
Scott Fishbowl draft's coming up. I'm gonna be talking a lot of shit. Rashad Smith is a back.
Hey, I'll take Rashad Smith all day long because I've already drafted him. I drafted him in the league. I drafted a league in the league I'm in with this fool.
You'll take whatever you can get.
I got Rashad Smith in a league with this fool.
As long as it can get y'all a Super Bowl ring, I'm sure you'll take whatever the fuck y'all can get. I'm be honest, because it's looking real rough for y'all the way that everyone else in that division grew.
Oh, shut your trap.
And I'll make sure you remember it.
Just wait till we play you this year, damn it.
And you'll lose that game. Jaden Daniels is the new face of the NFL. Just make sure that you remember it. MVP and Super Bowl champion.
Can't be the face as long as
I said, I'm going for two. Like I said, I'm going for two this past week. Your MVP and Super Bowl champion this year will be Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, and you know why you said that I'm going for two? Because you were probably so celebrating the episode's name that you said whatever the fuck you wanted.
Well, they asked a question. I said what I said.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what I mean by that. You were so litty.
Oh, I was stoned. But shit. I'm letting y'all know.
Why do you think they put you on that show?
Super Bowl's coming. Super Bowl. Hey, the other guest host said the other special guest said it was going to be an Atlanta Super Bowl. So I mean,
hey, I was in a group. Hey, I was in a group chat. I was in the GF2 group chat. He put, "Hey, I'm doing my 420th episode. I need people that blah blah." And the two people that I brought up were you and you.
Yeah, we were Stony McVeigh. We were super stoned.
Well, I hope so for that episode. That was the whole point of it.
Yeah, I had smoked a J right before, and then fucking hit the vape while I was on there, and I was like, all right, I got y'all. Y'all want hot takes? I got you on your hot take. The whole Travis Hunter being the skeleton key, meet the Jags Goldilocks, tuck the damn ball tank, BTJ, Doctor Strange, and HC Liam. My son's sick, Cohen. I am dead. Really quick before we get out of here, I do want to give a big shout out to JJ Spawn for winning the U.S. Open in immaculate fashion. That was incredible. That was fucking insane. That putt, he literally needed 2 strokes to win, and was like, I'm just gonna do this. I think it was like he was on the green from what? Like he was far fucking out.
The putt was 64 feet 5 inches.
Yeah, I was about to say he was like 70 feet. Yeah, I was about to say it was like a 70-foot putt.
Yeah, it was officially 64.5.
And then shout out to Scotty Scheffler today, battling back in like in the Travelers Tournament. Look, let me just keep it real. Shout out to you, Scotty, but Oakmont whooped every great golfer's ass.
Oh, Oakmont whooped everyone's
fucking lunch. If you're Scotty, you gotta lock in like the rest of the summer, bro. You gotta lock in. And then also shout out Hovland, man. Hovland has been playing amazing fucking golf. He's been staying right up there in the top 10, top 12. Good guy to bet on if you just want to pick someone just be in that range. I guess they want us to do UFC picks. I don't care about the Apex tomorrow.
Well, they asked me while you were gone about Khalil Roundtree and Hill, and I already gave that. So,
who did you pick? Hill. I assume.
Hill.
Yeah. I was about to say. Let me. I'm trying to find ones that I disagree with the books on. Musayev could put up a fight. Blaydes is going to win. I have Hill winning. And then Rafael Fiziev is interesting, honestly. Fiziev is interesting. Plus 124 underdog isn't bad odds.
Not for him.
I almost want to take the plus 124. And I probably would, in all honesty. Exactly, yeah. He's a shorter fighter, but that's what I'm saying. The better competition is why I'm willing to take the plus 124. Yeah, Well, Hill's not a dog right now. That one's an even fight, 110-110. But yeah, I'm gonna take Jamel Hill, Blaydes, and Rafael. One more question before we go. Pickens, Addison, Olave, Rome, rank them. Can I get drunk? All right. I'm gonna go first.
Yes,
I am gonna ride with Addison. for first. I don't care about the change at quarterback. I don't think that hurts necessarily. It's going to be an offense that's going to be predicated on passing the ball. If Justin Jefferson is seeing coverage, fuck it. Addison, the speed demon, is down there somewhere. So we all know that I'm already all in on Addison. Go back and look at last year. Last year's take still stands for this year on Jordan Addison. I cannot put Olave second. Damn good talent. The team, the situation, the quarterback. I can't buy into. So it is going to be Pickens, unfortunately, just because, again, kind of the same situation that Addison's going to deal with. If CeeDee Lamb is covered, as long as Pickens is in downfield throwing hands with a fucking corner, then he should be fine. So I'll put Pickens second. I'll put Olave third. Roma Dunze just is weird to me. They brought in Luke DeBurden, and he's a great talent. He's explosive, but did you bring him in to be a 3 or did you bring him in to be a 2? You still got DJ Moore there. Dude, I get that I see you say a 3, and yes, I get that. This is the fucking NFL.
And he said, but the other thing is he got hurt. He's not showing up right now, and Ben's not very happy about it.
Yeah, there's that too. So yeah, I mean, that's how I'm gonna rank those 4. I don't disagree with putting Olave last. Putting Rome second is a little rich, given right now for me. But
I'm putting Olave last.
Your thoughts?
I actually, part of me wants to do that. Part of me wants to go Addison, Rome, George, Olave. I don't trust Olave's injuries. I don't trust Olave getting another concussion. I don't trust the situation. And I don't understand how out of these 4, Fantasy Pros ECR currently has Olave as the first one of these 4.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Olave is also going to be trailing in every game. There is that. All roads lead to Rome.
So you're saying that this is the Blake Bortles, Allen Robinson season?
Oh, God.
That's what you're saying? That's what he's saying. He's a Jacksonville fan.
I'll say it. I'll say it like this.
He's Duval. That's what he's saying.
When it comes to drafting, you got to do your own thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, ADP is just a guide. But
I was just going off of it to see what the guide was.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, it just to me, it's Addison, Pickens, top 1 or 2. You could really make a case for Rome or Olave at 3 or 4, but I just feel like putting Rome that high right now is just. I feel like Caleb Williams could play better football if he got some pussy.
Who?
Caleb Williams.
He's with that blonde chick.
Oh, he is?
I think he's got I think his girlfriend's unless they broke up, she was like a Scandinavian, tall blonde.
Well,
right?
Caleb, get some shit.
I think he just.
What a good question from Z2. Z2, that was an amazing question, Toby. That was an amazing question.
I just think he needs to stop freaking painting his fingernails. He's dating a girl named Alina 3God.
All right.
She's from Denmark.
He could be a Kirk. Not a dude. I'm impressed. Okay. So he's saying not the Allen Robinson type shit, but All right. Any final closing takes from any sport that you want to throw out before we get off air?
No.
my final take.
Oh, I do have one. Never mind. Go. I'll go first.
Yep, yeah.
Because we weren't on air last week. I do have a question that I know would have got brought up last week. Because you made a comment about it on social medias. If a certain female,
Y'all are terrible.
if a certain female decides to wear a headset on the sidelines of the Indianapolis Colts this season, they are doomed. That's my final take.
So, yes, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, the new owner, stated she feels like every owner should wear a headset, et cetera, to be aware of the business decisions and how things are ran. Here's how I feel about that. I agree and disagree. I disagree because you're an owner. We have seen what happens when owners are too hands-on. This never works out. This does not work out well. Does not work out well. I think that owners should be hands-off. I think that some of the most successful teams have owners that hire people in the right positions to make the right decisions. If I'm a coach, I don't want my boundaries overstepped. So yeah, I just don't. I don't think that. I don't think that it helps unless you really know what you're doing and what's going on in that headset. You hire a GM, you hire a coach, you hire a head of football operations, you hire all these pieces to the puzzle to go out there and make things successful and make things happen. You don't need to be that heavily involved. So that's my take. You need to be trusting the people that you're hiring, not trying to overstep, because when you overstep and you get too hands-on, you end up with the Jerry Jones situation. You want to be Jerry Jones?
No, that was what I was thinking. That's who I was thinking.
You end up becoming Dan Schneider. Do you want to be Dan Schneider? You end up becoming Mark Davis. You want to be Mark Davis? You want to be Woody Johnson? That's what the fuck I thought. You don't want to be those types of owners. You don't want to be those guys. You know? Just kind of figure it out. My final take. It is about to be a rough month. NBA in Sunday. Hate it, love it, whatever. NBA is. That's the excitement. After that, and College World Series is about to end for baseball. Like, the exciting shit is done. Baseball, please carry us through. UFC will carry us through. Luckily, golf has, like, it's not like the golf of old. Like, golf is, like, fucking exciting right now. So, there's at least that. But sports world, please keep us fucking entertained. Like, please. For all things that are worth it. Other than that, I don't have it. I don't have anything. I don't care. I have LSU. I'm gonna take LSU just because fuck the smaller school. Although Coastal would be dope. Shut. Like,
Coastal
that's
would be.
that. I'm gonna go with LSU. Other than that, anyone have anything else? No, we're good.
No,
All
we're
righty. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do? Dilly dilly. He said, "Oh man, if you don't like my college baseball pick, you don't gotta follow my pick. You can fade my fucking pick. I'm just saying LSU likely to win. NIL money, baby. Bigger school, bigger bucks, bigger bang. You know what I'm saying? Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the wrong boys and girls. What it do. Dilly dilly. We love and appreciate you. We out of here.